Hello everybody, welcome back to the breakdown. Thank you for joining me once again. Tonight I'm going to do a little bit more of a freestyle type of video. I've got a few things that I want to talk about, and let's start off with the very fact that gold and silver currently are not recognized as money. They are money, but they're not recognized as money. Now, coins have been made out of many other different metals, copper being another very common one. And copper is certainly not considered money. But if we were going to use all of these as examples, can you think of anything? And I'm not going to offer up any other examples, but just think for yourself. Are there other things that, even though they are not considered to be something, still actually are something? Now, the reason I ask that question is because if we were to use a stock market analogy, where the best time to be buying a given stock is when people don't recognize the true value of it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have that value. It's just that not enough people perceive it to have that value in that time, and therefore it's the perfect time to be buying it. And then later on, people catch on that, hang on, this is something I really should have been buying back then, maybe a little too late because the price booms. So just because not a lot of people recognize gold and silver and copper and platinum as being money now, even though they were treated as such in the past, does that mean that it can't happen again? Well, I don't believe so. I believe that it always was money and always will be considered to be money by those that are awake enough to realize it. There are too many distracted by the fiat currency scam, and they miss the point. And that's the point of these videos. It's the point of anyone who is stacking to be stacking. Now, I've already talked about how gold is a very good hedge against inflation. But what role does silver play? I firmly believe that silver is tied to an overall collapse. If things truly went pear-shaped, you would see, we would see, a closing of the ratio. Now, we may not see it get back to 1 to 15, where you've got an ounce of silver here, and 15 of these can buy an ounce of gold. I don't believe we'll see that again, most likely. However, I do believe that the gap can certainly close, traditionally around 60 to 50 to 1. But I do believe it could close much closer than that. Partly because the short supply in silver is always going to be there. At least until it's mined in its own right at a greater rate. So I just wanted to cover that tonight because I think it's important to understand why you're stacking. I mean, I've already covered in other videos, you want to have something that you're interested in, you know. I take interest in numismatic coins, right? And that's good, but obviously these come at a huge premium, but that's because they're a limited edition. And I would most likely get better than the original price on resale because by that stage people want to collect it. But this is for an interest's sake. You know, I'll look at bullion coins and that now, but just a stack is going to have various elements to it, especially if you enjoy doing it. So let's have a look at what I was going to talk about next. And I'm not going to do a reveal of numismatics tonight because I'm going to talk about coins versus rounds and that sort of thing. So I've got a few examples. I'll just bring them out and we'll have a look. I'll just slide that one over here. All right. So a good example of a round. Understanding that rounds, we use the word rounds because they can't be considered a coin because they don't have a currency denomination. They don't have a dollar value assigned to them. So I really do like this one in particular. I'll just put that one down for a second. I do like this one. Now, this one is Gold is Money. It used to have a website, years and years ago, just after the financial crisis and everything, and silver kind of went booming. It was there was a lot of coin places out there printing their own coins and stuff. But this one states at the bottom, debt is slavery. And I'll just cover that point for a moment. You're in the market if you hold currency. Even if you don't invest in anything, even if you don't hold precious metals and you're not in any of those markets, if you hold currency, you're in the market. You're also in the market for having your value of that currency being debased all the time, every day. So I like this coin because it's a reminder of why we stack. Debt is slavery and the whole system runs on debt, and things like silver and gold have the potential to continue to go up and up and up compared to currency because they're real money. You don't have to print these things and you can't print them as fast as what they print currencies. So therefore these hold their value against the currency and go up. But if you're not in the market of holding precious metals, especially precious metals, your wealth is being stolen from you and you are essentially working for free. You're paying them to work for the system. So that's a good point to make. But this is a silver round. There's no dollar denomination assigned to it, or any other currency for that matter. I'll cover this one as well. I got this one just because I'm interested. I mean, cryptocurrencies are all the rage, aren't they? So, yeah, I would have paid a decent amount above spot for this. It's a collection kind of coin, so it's always going to be that sort of case. As I say, you've got to have an interest in what you're stacking. Otherwise, well, for me, I'd be bored. I like to collect interesting pieces. Of course, these are all minted, but I'm going to be getting into things that aren't necessarily minted. And here's the third and final example for tonight on a silver round. The camera is going to mess around with me. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. This is a Scottsdale round. And it is a 1/2 ounce. Okay, so these are rounds. Now, obviously, these are numismatic coins, limited edition kind of things. So we'll just leave that for a minute. Let's bring over another example. Slabbed coins. huge premiums on these. You probably see this and you just go, why did you spend, well, interest's sake, but also to make a point. We'll get to that in a little while. But these are obviously Silver Eagles. Hang on, that's right. These do the reverse deal. These are MS70 graded coins. There's a case in point for why I have them in this video, which we will get to. But they have obviously a dollar denomination. These are the 2022 edition, so I haven't had them very long. So we've got these. And I think that'll probably do. So I'll take this one out again. This one's got $1 denomination. And we've got, this one has a $2 denomination. This one's a Nui coin, and this one is an Australian coin. So this is a $1 Australian legal tender. Okay, what's the point, Tone? The point I'm going to ask you is everything on here, everything on this desk right here in front of the camera, what does it have in common? What do they all have in common? I mean, yes, most of them are silver, but I'm including gold in the question. What do they all have in common? I'll take one of them away, don't need to leave them all there. Well, they're all money. Gold, silver, they're all money. That's the thing that they have in common. But there are differences. What differences? These are numismatic coins, so they are a limited edition coin. I mean, there's 5,000 of these, I think. I can't remember, maybe 2,000 of them. There's 1,000 of those. There's 250 of these. There's 10,000 of those. Goodness knows how many of these there are, but this is just a bullion minted coin. Same as this, just bullion minted. Private mint stuff, these ones. And these, sovereign silver product. But they're all money. So another difference though, why the monetary denomination? This says $2. This gold coin says $200. But as I've covered in previous videos, you would never spend these coins based on their denomination. So why are they given a denomination? And does it affect their value? Well, as we already know, this is an ounce of gold, and you certainly couldn't buy it for $200. So it's not linked to the value of the coin. So why do they put a denomination on it? I believe it is to attempt to legitimize the coin and suggest that this coin is a legitimate tender only because it has a dollar denomination to it. If it didn't have it, it's not legitimate money. Which I laugh about, because this here, the whole lot here, all the silver and gold that I have, even the little bit of platinum I have, they are money, regardless of whether they have a dollar denomination on them or whether they are simply just a minted bullion coin, because it's got nothing to do with currency whether or not these are money. These are money regardless of the dollar or any other currency. Why do I say that? I say that because this silver coin would be recognized as long as they can verify that it's silver, they can test it, and they can weigh it. It will be recognized as money and transferable into any currency. No transfer fees, weigh it, spot price, right there and then, boom, you've got your currency. So that makes this money because it's fully transferable. And it's money without a dollar denomination on it. Very important point to understand. And whether or not anyone actually recognizes it as money, because it is transferable into currency, well, it doesn't matter whether anyone recognizes silver as money. It still is money. Very important to remember all of that information. Now, talking about slabbed coins, you pay huge premiums in order to get them. And, well, for argument's sake, a lot of people would suggest that it's money not well spent because you would never get back what you paid. Others would argue that if this coin, since it's been put into this slab, if it was to get a milk spot, for example, it would then no longer be an MS70. Well, I've done a little bit of research. I wanted to understand that and just see whether there was any debunking to do. And there is some debunking to do. If this coin inside this slab, and it can be seen that the slab was never opened or tampered with, remains an MS70 no matter what marks form on it later. And the reason for that, let me see, I will just wait for my laptop to re-wake up. But it has to do with the fact that the MS70 designation for this coin isn't about what it looks like. Milk spots don't affect the quality of the silver. They don't deface the coin or cause any of the features to disappear and become difficult to see. Let me just pull up what I searched for before the video. So this coin right here is an MS70, which means it's a perfect coin as minted. It has no trace of wear, handling, scratches, or contact with other coins. Looking at it from a 5 times magnification. So, as you can tell, and as you can understand, the MS70 designation for the coin has absolutely nothing to do with milk spotting. And it's important to understand that. There are people out there that look on eBay, or let's say they look on eBay, they buy this coin, and when they get it, the photo didn't do it justice and they couldn't see this little milk spot on there. Immediately, they're going to feel like, oh no, I've just bought this perfect coin and now I've completely lost all the value of it and it's just no better than melt or no better than an ordinary American Eagle coin. Wrong. If it's been graded as an MS70, it remains graded as an MS70 because it has never been handled. I'm talking about the slab has never been broken open and the coin has never been out. It remains an MS70 or whatever grading the coin was at the point of certification. That's important to understand. And I was watching a number of videos recently that completely got that wrong and said, oh, here you go. I've bought this coin. It got a milk spot. It's no longer an MS70 or an MS69 or whatever. And now I've got a few options. I can keep the coin, or I could sell it and try to get my money back and rip somebody off, as they put it. It's not ripping anyone off, because if they're happy to buy it for that price because of the fact that it's an MS70, they've still got themselves an MS70 coin. But the thing is, you're probably going to be able to get yourself an MS70 coin later on with that milk spot on there for cheaper. But it still remains an MS70 graded coin because it was never handled, never had scratches, doesn't have signs of wear, all of that. That's what makes it an MS70 coin. And so that's just a little debunk for the end of this video. But understand that if you want to be really interested in your stack, you're going to have various ways and various ways of purchasing. You're going to have various things that you want to purchase. I particularly really like Perth Mint stuff. I am branching into a few other bits and pieces now, but I've predominantly liked the Perth Mint stuff just because of its sheer amazing quality. But really need to do your research when you're doing this stuff. Don't take my word for it. I mean, you can look up, do a simple Google search and go and find, a number of articles, a number of collector sites and those sorts of things that will tell you that the effect of a milk spot on a coin like this doesn't affect its rating of MS70. And yet YouTube videos out there, quite a few of them, claim a different thing to that. So, and the other thing, when you are investing, when you are transferring your currency into silver, it's good to diversify. Excuse me. So, I'll just grab a drink. Excuse me. So, it's good to have rounds, which they're called rounds because, as I said, there's no monetary currency denomination to them. Excuse me. And then you've got the excuse me. Then you've got these coins that have their currency denominations, and they're a little bit more liquid. Then you've got the collector coins, which are obviously for the more niche market, but excuse me, they do command a larger premium and more potential for price, for profit, and those sorts of things. And they can help you to, by buying these, you keep them for several years, you sell them for a profit, and then you can put that profit, which has worked really well because silver hasn't gone crazy yet, then you can go and buy more generic rounds and more sovereign product later on down the track and increase your stack even more, basically exponentially then. As I said, this one here was worth 230 when I bought it. This one, good question, 200, 220, 210, something like that. This one, 105. And depending on, who's buying them on eBay, a lot of these coins are worth to them a fair bit more because they're already sold out, and some of them years ago. And so it's really good to diversify is the point, but just recognize that they are all money. It doesn't matter whether or not they have a currency designation or whether they are just simply a silver or gold round. They are money, and currency denomination printed on them has absolutely nothing to do with their value. That's all I wanted to share with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me once again on the breakdown for another precious metals talk. If you like this video, please leave a like. Really would appreciate it. I'm aiming for that 50% likes to views ratio, and if I can maintain that, then I'll be able to continue to, or I will choose to, continue to show and release more of my more collector coin parts of my stack. So if you are liking my content, then please leave a like, because, well, then I can show you more of what you like, rather than just talking about what I want to talk about. If you've got any comments, please leave a comment, and any questions or anything that you would like me to cover in future videos, please feel free. If you don't have anything necessarily to ask me or to comment, I would really appreciate it if you would take the 2 seconds to put in there a comment just saying Tones Algo, because it will help the algorithm get a little bit more notice to my channel. I would like to grow this channel and get this kind of information, which I think is very, very important, out to the community, because I get the feeling that there are a lot of people in the silver and gold collecting stacking community are missing out on just these little pieces of information that could really change how they handle their stacking. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of that good stuff if you would feel so inclined. And until next time, thank you for joining me. May God bless you and your families, and bye for now.